In our Sunrise Smart Start, Monroe County leaders hope a $5 million infusion of cash will help alleviate the hospital backlog, a problem referred to as a crisis by Monroe County hospital administrators and other healthcare providers within the past few weeks.
Jatira Marsh joins us in the studio to break down what officials are planning to use the money for, and Jatira, how the nursing homes are part of the solution, right?
Right. The money is part of the Federal American Rescue Plan Act and would be used as an incentive to get nursing homes in a 13-county region to accept patients with acute medical needs and/or intense mental health or behavioral care needs. Monroe County legislators questioned whether or not this would be a long-term or short-term fix prior to approving the funding and wondered if there were guarantees to ensure nursing homes would take on hard-to-place patients who were taking up bed space in hospitals while waiting to be placed. Staff told them the proposals are modeled after a successful program in Syracuse and that nursing homes get the money once they accept the patients. Executive Director of the Finger Lakes Performing Provider System, Carol Tagus, stresses the need for the funding provided because of those suffering.
Right now, people who are in the emergency room spend hours and sometimes days languishing in chairs and beds and in hallways because there are no beds available in the inpatient units. All 4 hospitals are full every single day, largely because of unprecedented numbers of hospitalizations that are occurring and people languishing because they cannot move into nursing home beds.
Tagus went on to say the passing of this funding is something that the community's health is dependent on. Casey, Amel, back to you.
Jatira, thank you. To offset the backlog in local hospitals, some surgeries have been shifted to ambulatory centers, and in critical situations in the past, elective surgeries have been postponed.
Still developing this morning, Rochester police have released the identity of the police officer involved in the murder-suicide on Coster Street Monday night.
Police say Tiffany Gatson of the Greece Police Department shot 2 women, killing one of them before turning the gun on herself. Rochester police also identified the victim shot to death as 27-year-old Angeli Solis. Gatson died on the way to the hospital, and the 3rd victim was taken to Strong, where she is expected to recover. The New York Attorney General's office is investigating this case and found that the firearm used did not belong to Gatson. And a small memorial has been set up at the location where this tragedy occurred. Candles and balloons set outside the home. We will continue to follow this story and update you with any further developments.
McQuaid Jesuit High School held a memorial yesterday for one of their graduates who was killed while serving his country. Theodore Matthew Glendy graduated in 2007 and served in Afghanistan. In July of 2012, his patrol unit came under enemy fire, and Glendy left his position to help some of his fellow soldiers who had been wounded. When he did that, he was shot and killed. The special ceremony honors Glendy with a blessing and dedication of a bench in Wegman STEM Center courtyard.
It's important for us in the community to remember and reflect, not only because it's Veterans Day weekend and just thereafter, but there are so many great men and women out there who are serving our country, and again, as time passes, it's easy to forget their sacrifice. And so, although it was 10 years ago that we lost this gentleman, we still wanted to remember and to honor the family.
The names of other McQuaid alum who lost their lives while serving their country are also displayed in a wall mural inside the school.
Okay, 6:52 right now, and let's get back to weather this morning. James, a lot of people, I think, might already be traveling this weekend for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, yes.
And we've got a few things to contend with, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, today, not an issue if you're doing any traveling around the region, maybe going on a walk this morning. Numbers just in the lower 30s, but we get colder, and we'll be talking lake effect snow showers for some, especially in the Buffalo metro area. For us, we just stay in the 30s, maybe a sporadic rain or snow shower over the next few hours, but otherwise we are quiet today. Get much busier with the extended forecast, maybe snow by the weekend for some. We'll talk about it at the end of the show. Mel, how are the roads looking right now?
Roads are still looking pretty good out there, James. Same story this morning. I am only seeing one accident south of Rochester. That's on Rush Lima Road, Highway 15A at Plains Road. That was reported about 10 minutes ago, so if you're in that area, you might still see a little bit of action on the roads. But everything going on up towards Rochester is clear this morning. As you can see, the roadways are running as usual, but be careful as the roadways may be a little slick this morning. Just be careful as you head out the door.
All right, switching back to international news this morning, a Russian missile barrage on the Ukrainian power grid crossed into Poland. Poland, of course, a NATO member, and it killed 2 people there. U.S. officials say it marks the first time in the war that Russian weapons have come down on a NATO country. The Polish government has yet to confirm those details, but does say top leaders are holding an emergency meeting due to a, quote, crisis situation.
All right, coming back stateside now, former President Donald Trump has announced that he is running for president for the 3rd time. He held an event at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida to announce his candidacy for 2024. But before he made this announcement, he spoke of how he felt the world was, quote, at peace when he was president.
The world was at peace, America was prospering, and our country was on track for an amazing future because I made big promises to the American people, and unlike other presidents, I kept my promises.
All this while Republicans are still expressing disappointment over voters' rejection of several of their candidates for key races. Many of these candidates were also handpicked by Trump.
Here's what some folks might be talking about at the water cooler this morning. NASA's new moon rocket has launched. After a series of delays, overnight, the Artemis 1 mission successfully sent a capsule that will eventually make its way around the moon and return back to Earth in 3 weeks. The price tag for this mission, more than $4 billion.
So we're going to take a timer, and we're going to, 3 weeks from now, see what the update is. Hopefully it comes back to Earth. Hopefully there are cameras on it, because I want to see the moon, James.
Yeah, right. I'm sure there will be. And knock on wood, should go successfully, and then we'll be sending some people up to the moon. Snow accumulations, I think this is the big headline that a lot of people are hearing about. Heavy snow going to be possible, Erie County, but that does extend up toward Batavia, Genesee County, also in that lake effect snow warning category. So this really gets ramped up as we get into tomorrow night, Friday, and then into Saturday. For us locally, we are staying cold, below average. These numbers, Friday, 20s and low 30s. Then Saturday and Sunday, I don't think we break freezing there. Sunday, Bills play the Browns at Orchard Park. It's going to be a snowy game. Anybody doing any weekend travel in that area along the thruway, going to want to stay tuned to this forecast.
All right, James, thank you. And thank you so much for getting your day started with us.
Your next update's coming up in 30 minutes. CBS Mornings is up next, and we'll see you back here, same time, same place tomorrow morning. Have a good one, everybody.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.